This video is sponsored by Vantrue. Grab yourself 10% off of any dashcam from their website using my code there, LondonCam. All links in the description below. You know it makes sense. It's your permanent eyewitness that cannot lie. Hello everybody and welcome to another video. You join me here on a bank holiday Monday, a lovely blue sky in front of us, but unfortunately there are a few tow rags out ready to steal things. Not this cyclist, the cyclist behind. You can't even really call him a cyclist. You looking at him, yeah, he's all balaclavaed up so you can't see his face, but look how much attention he's giving that guy that's on the pavement there. He's giving him a good old look to see if his phone's out, mark my words. And what a perfect time to do it. Bank holiday Monday, and you know where all the police are? They're at the Notting Hill Carnival. You would not believe just how little police you've got left in your local station once they've all been transferred to sort out the Notting Hill Carnival. You would not believe it, trust me. I know a few people in the police and say that it's a skeleton staff anyway, but when that carnival's on, if you're a budding little thief, it's the time to do it. Bank holiday Monday when the carnival's on, because there is no police in your police station. Now, because we've had such good weather recently, I've taken the dash cam out of my windscreen so it don't get too hot. And I think I've accidentally hit the filter and not corrected it, which is why we're getting quite a few reflections in today's clips. Now, traffic lights. These traffic lights are simple, aren't they? I've got a stop line where I'm stopping. Now, over there's a secondary set of traffic lights which relate to my ones. Over there, the good old British workforce have put a bunch of flowers in front of that one. So what do they mean? Well, basically, if I go through that light there on a green, and I get to the second set of traffic lights and it's already turned to red, I can keep going as long as the coast is clear, obviously, because I haven't gone through a red light. The red light is where I've stopped. That is the secondary one. There isn't a stop line there, so you can go. It also means that I can turn right out of that turning to the right, because my green light will be there and it also will be over there where my stop line is, underneath them traffic lights. I mean, you can Google it and you can look at the highway code for the correct wording and all that sort of stuff, but that's basically what the secondary traffic lights mean. So remember that when we come back out of this Sainsbury's. We're heading into Sainsbury's to the right hand side, and when we come back out I'll show you what happened. But before we do that, we're going to go to the rear camera now and watch this motorbike. A little while back I put on the channel a scooter that was riding along on the road and it didn't turn his indicator off, and I said that it's a very dangerous thing because on a motorbike the indicators don't turn off automatically. You have to physically turn the switch off. And I got quite a little bit of backlash saying that some motorbikes actually do turn off. Well, every one that I've ridden don't, and like this one behind us now, don't. It's very, very easy to forget them, believe it or not. It's very easy to forget your indicators, but it's more dangerous when you're driving down the road and your left indicator is on. It is something to actually keep an eye on, because it is really, really dangerous. Because you'll pull out and he's indicating left maybe, and he doesn't want to turn left, he's just left his indicator on. So here we are coming out of Sainsbury's and we're looking at the secondary lights, remember, over there. Now, I don't know what it is about this junction. I've seen people do this constantly. Even coming out of here where I am now and turning right, they stop at that red light. I don't know what it is. And again, apologies for all the reflections. That is me not turning the filter around properly. There's nothing wrong with the camera. The camera will get rid of that on with the filter if I did it properly. So here we go. Look, this car here has stopped at the secondary traffic lights over there. Has gone too far even and has to reverse back so they can actually see the lights. The amount of times I've pulled out of here and tried to turn right, and there's people waiting there that don't have to wait there. They finally got the message, and it's sort of like, oh, I don't have to wait there. Ugh. Now in this clip it's very hard to see because I'm a numpty and I've not done the filter properly on the dash cam, but we're looking behind the white van. Look at this cyclist come out. It's very hard to see, I know, but he did not look at all. How could you possibly pull out without looking on a bike? One false move and you're dead. Do these people not get it? Now in this next clip you're going to see me on my bike, on my e-bike. As we're turning left here going up towards Richmond Park, I get a nice little close pass from someone. Yeah, passes me here, so that's not 1.5 metres, is it? Nowhere near it. The usual suspect, as you can see. Got glasses on, but they don't work very well. I couldn't see the yellow circle of doom, But I did check, and it is one of Sadiq Khan's License to Kill assassins. Yeah, I should really report this guy for being an absolute numpty. No excuse for that at all. Now, as we're riding down this road here towards Richmond Park, I just want to show you a couple of overtakes. That one there was shocking. That one there is an absolute numpty and should never be on our road driving. Never mind driving for a living. That guy is useless. But I'm going to show you a couple of others where you would think it's a really good overtake, but it's not. It's dangerous. Not dangerous for me, dangerous for them, because they haven't timed it very well. And it's not just about giving me 1.5 metres or close to it. You don't have to give me 1.5 metres, I'm not that fussy. But you do have to make it safe, and you do have to make it safe for yourself. Now we're coming up here, and I'm going to get overtaken in a couple of seconds here. Now that there is lovely bit of space for me. I haven't got a problem with that at all, but it's a bad overtake. It's a bad overtake, and I will show you why. See that over to the right hand side, that junction? How many times do you see someone go to a junction and look right and turn left without looking left? And you got a car facing you like this one. That is why it was a bad overtake. You don't overtake when there's a junction there. Now, it's not just because I'm a cyclist now and I haven't seen this. I've seen this stuff ages, and I have put it on the channel before. See that one? Loads of space, no junction there to do. So that one was a lot better. This one here, shocking again, because the space was fine, but there's a junction right there. Anyone could be coming out of there, turning left and not looking. You know, that's what so many people do. You look at it, when you're on the road, you have a look and see how many people come to an end of a junction and they're turning left, but they only look right. I mean, that one was a little bit quick, because remember, this is only a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit here, and I'm not far off it myself. Again, I haven't got a problem with any of these ones. Not really. They are going a little bit fast, but then it is at a 20, and it should never be a 20, this road. Now I'm just going to pause it here because we have two overtakes now. One is absolutely perfect and the other one isn't so great. The one that isn't so great used his horn on me before he overtook me to let me know that he was overtaking me, and then overtakes me too closely when he had the whole room of the other side of the road, and the camera doesn't do it justice. For all you playing London Dashcam Bingo, the camera doesn't do it justice. Yes, that's what the horn sounds like on my bike, because I did use the horn back on him. Yeah, something that size going that fast, because he's going over the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit, is a bad overtake. Now we come to another one. Some of you may have seen this from my bike rides here. This one here's okay. I'm fine with that one. This next one isn't. That there is way too close. That's probably the closest one I've had. I could literally touch his vehicle with my right arm there if I wanted to. That's how close he is. Yeah, and have you noticed something? The three vehicles that did close passes on me are all professional drivers. They all drive for a living, or maybe they bloody well shouldn't drive for a living. Hey. So now it's time for some of your clips now. We're going to go straight on to 2 for the price of 1 here. There's no audio with this one. And how can this red car not see us? And put your pram on the pavement. Don't leave it in the road. So we come to the last clip of the day, and it is a long clip, and it's an honesty clip as well. How many of you would show the patience that Rachel shows here, or will you be the impatient ones that are basically everyone that's in front of Rachel that blocks everything up? It's a very interesting clip. It does go on a bit, and I'm going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to speed it up because it adds to the frustrations, which you can hear in Rachel's voice a little bit, but she still does the correct thing. How many of you would do the correct thing?
It's a frustrating thing. I can see a green light, but we're not moving. Oh. Right. Do not race the lights. Do not race the lights. Someone has stopped. Oh, no.
So while we're waiting in this traffic, and I'm going to leave it as it is, as I say, because you get the frustration levels then if you can see how long we've been waiting in this traffic. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, something that I've already brought up today. The Notting Hill Carnival. Should we have the Notting Hill Carnival or not? Answer on a postcard. Now, I'll tell you what I think. This isn't a racist thing or anything like that before anyone shouts their mouth off, because you'll be surprised in me saying, yes, I think that they should have the Notting Hill Carnival, but not in Notting Hill. I don't think it's very fair on any of the residents that have to barricade themselves in for the whole weekend for this to happen. It should be out in somewhere like Hyde Park or something like that, where it's easily policed, rather than in on residential streets. These people have to barricade themselves in. Now remember, it's a bank holiday for them as well, and they literally have to barricade their front doors, board them all up so they don't get smashed and everything. This is just obscene that this is allowed to happen. Now, I know this because all my family's from there. My mum and dad, my nan and granddads, they're all from around that area, and some of my aunties all still live there, and every year this happens, and it's their bank holiday as well. They have to barricade themselves in and protect their property. It's an absolute disgrace that this isn't actually stopped in Notting Hill. The carnival's got too big for Notting Hill, so it has to be moved elsewhere. I don't think it's unfair to say move it somewhere else. Keep it, but move it somewhere else. It's just really not fair. So that's my opinion anyway. Oh, by the way, there was only 400 arrests and only 2 stabbings this year, so that's a bonus. So answers on a postcard to what you actually think about the Notting Hill Carnival. I mean, some of you must have seen some of the clips that have been on social media. That poor woman looking out of her window where they were building a load of speakers outside her window, right outside her front door. They were building speakers of about 4 wide and about 15 feet up in the air.
Why are you stopping?
Now, I did think them bikers were actually stopping there to tell people what was happening further into the roadworks, but it doesn't look like they actually said anything. They could have actually stopped there and just shouted over, don't bother going because it's all blocked up down there. They don't know. I couldn't see any of them bloody look like they're talking anyway. So now here's the question. How many of you would do what Rachel does?
I'm not going to go. There's no point.
You're gonna let this guy?
Yeah,
come
because
through?
there's no point going.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to cause backup otherwise. Because somebody has jumped a light. This is caused by somebody jumping. I know there's a light. I know. What can I do? I'm trying to back it up. Yeah. So people have been jumping lights, and this is exactly what causes it. Yeah.
At least acknowledging the fact that you just stuck here.
Yeah, because there's no point.
That one guy who got out of the car, was he yelling at?
I think he was yelling at somebody above because they decided to go when it wasn't clear.
Yeah.
And that's what causes it. So, and now it's clear. Now it looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Now it's clear. There we go. That's why you wait. So the cars in front of me were idiots.
Did they not understand that these are actually traffic lights?
But the problem is, because it's a green, it means instantly go, 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 go. But because somebody ahead decided, I'm going even though it's green, because it's not clear, this is what causes a huge backup. So because somebody decided to go when it wasn't clear, that's what causes it.
I swear it never used to be this bad.
No, it's because one or two selfish people who just don't think. and then it causes a huge backlog. So if you just wait, see, no one's behind beeping, because I think the people up behind get it as well. They know what the problem is.
Yeah, especially like the person behind us. They probably could.
Now the video did jump a little bit here, but we're just past the lights. What would you have done? Sometimes to be a good driver, it's knowing when, basically, to not drive. You will get to see now that it is quite a long stretch of roadworks here.
Now we get ahead and see if they fucked up again.
So here we go. Oh, it's the dove that's causing this.
So Rachel's theory, it was the dump, the waste centre to the left hand side here. As you can see, there's traffic here. So if that traffic is mounting up back, we got nowhere to go. She's probably right. That's what it was. The good old British workforce never actually thought about something like that happening, did they? If it's happened once, it's going to happen again, isn't it? Anyway, guys, that's all we got time for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.